noble prince has come to Colombia. Nicolai Coster-Waldau, superstar of Game of Thrones, spoke with us on his role and about Colombia. Game of Thrones adds so many taboo subjects to the fantasy genre. Is that what interests you?
Well, the taboos in Game of Thrones or with the character. I knew quite a lot about. I knew the first 3 seasons what was going to happen, and I thought the outrageous nature of Jaime Lannister's situation was really interesting, and I thought that was a great starting point for a character. So it was one of the things that I thought was attractive to me. I think, well, for me anyway, that's the whole foundation is my training, and I don't look at whatever character I play. I go about it the same way. It's a serious thing. You try to make it a 3-dimensional human being, because that's whether it's whatever genre you do, you still have to find some kind of truth, I believe, in the material. I think the training has helped me a lot, but at the same time, I'm not a snob. I don't think that there's only one way of doing things. I think there's many ways to find truth. I just think that for me, it has been a huge help.
How much of you is it in Lannister's character?
I understand now. Well, you ask me how much of me is in the Jaime Lannister. I think we look the same, but I think that's more. I think that's the core of it. I think the character was, from the beginning, very interesting, and I think that obviously, the writers will be inspired by what they see. But I think that you have, from the beginning, it's been these 2 families, the Starks and the Lannisters, and then, of course, the Targaryens. But there has really been the conflict, the very core of Game of Thrones. So the characters were, and the nature of the show is that you have some characters that will be very dominant in one season, and then the next season they'll kind of fade away, and then they'll come back.
What is like doing a battle scene in which you are charging at an imagined dragon, and then seeing the final result?
Right? Because you in the theater, you stand there, you have like a half-assed set, and then you say, well, friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your... you're talking to, you're imagining you're standing in the Colosseum, or you're imagining you're standing on the battlefield of Waterloo, whatever it is, it's all in here, and you're trying to project, you're allowing the audience that imagination. So that's what it is, it's make-believe. And then yes, if I'm standing with a green tennis ball, I have to imagine that's a dragon. Well, that's what I have to do. I have to imagine it's a dragon.
What do you know and what do you like about Colombia? This is your 2nd time here.
It's funny, after I came the first time, the last year, it's one of those things, once you've been to a place, you kind of notice it much more in the news. So suddenly I'm going, oh yeah, there's this thing about Colombia. I've learned it's much bigger than I thought. It's much more, you know what? It's one of those things where, for better, for worse, before I came here, there was a lot of there was a lot of boring stories about Colombia. That's as you all know. And then you realize that, from what I took away from the first trip, was really the people. Very interesting, very kind people, very passionate, and proud. Look you in the eye, and self-respect, and I appreciate that, and that's why I'm very excited to be back.
It's a mix of feelings.